The 8 Stages of Self-Awareness. February 2013. Beloved Masters, we have explained in the past but will refresh your memory about what is taking place as you traverse the many levels and sub-levels of consciousness. As you clear the distortions within your auric field, there is also an internal process taking place. Your entire physical structure is undergoing complex changes which are triggered by the higher frequency patterns you are integrating from the Creator Source Viaduct, the great cities of light. Your DNA, your chakra centers and your sacred heart mind contain your divine blueprint. As you integrate more and more adamantine particles of Creator consciousness, all the distortions, imperfections that you have created because of the negative concepts you have accepted as your truth are slowly being rectified. Many of these distorted concepts are being filtered into your conscious awareness to be healed or eliminated. And we understand that this can be an uncomfortable, disconcerting process as you delve more deeply into the wisdom of the cosmos. While doing so, it is of vital importance that you maintain a state of mindful awareness and patience. Humanity is emerging from a state of amnesia, or what could be called a limited awareness of self and of the complex vastness of creation. You are becoming very proficient at analyzing new concepts and the plethora of information that is now available via the empowering gift of discernment. Now that you are more tuned to your oversoul higher self and the small voice within, you are gaining the ability to quickly ascertain if a concept is in alignment with your inner truth. If it is not, it behooves you to discard it without malice or judgment, or if you are not sure, put it aside and ask your higher self to validate it for you in some unmistakable way. We are aware that you are being bombarded with many new concepts, some of which are stretching the limits of your conceptual understanding. Please be aware, beloveds, that what you are experiencing is all part of the reunification and ascension process that you are in the midst of, which will accelerate as time passes. No matter where you are on the path of ascension, be at peace with your level of understanding, and be patient with yourself. It is the ego that whispers to you, you are not good enough. You are way behind those around you. You are not worthy. You will never be able to learn, understand and perfect all the spiritual terms, techniques and meditations. On and on. Stop when this happens, and gently bring your mind back to center with a few chosen affirmations. Every soul on earth is preordained to follow the path of return to the higher realms of existence. However, it is a very personalized journey. As we have often stated, you may take the low road, the middle path or the high road. It is up to you, but you will eventually return to the more refined dimensions of light. You have free will within the framework of this earthly, preordained divine blueprint which was created and overlighted by our Father Mother God. As you tap into the higher levels of consciousness, you must also be aware that the lower portions of your brain, or the sections which resonate to the lower frequencies of the third, fourth dimensions and which contain your animal human instinctual nature, are gradually being modified or shut down. Your instinctual nature is slowly being replaced by your intuitive nature as you tap into the wisdom of your sacred mind and gain the ability to interact with your higher self, your guides and angelic helpers. You are gaining the ability to tap into the light packets of wisdom stored within your higher brain structure, your sacred mind, where all your vast history, your lineage and your divine heritage are stored within the treasure chest of your higher consciousness. Do not be dismayed if your past is becoming only a hazy memory, especially the painful memories you have experienced during this lifetime. It is time to heal and release the past, beloveds. It no longer serves you to delve into past lifetimes in order to heal yourself or to try to understand why you are acting or reacting a certain way in the present. That is the old way. The distortions of consciousness you created in the past cannot exist when you fill yourselves to overflowing with adamantine particles viaduct the processes we have taught you. These magical particles contain the pure perfect essence of the Creator and will gradually transmute any distortions in your auric field and your physical vessel. Slowly, but surely, the imperfections you have created both in your inner and outer worlds are being rectified. Remember, faster or more is not always better. It has taken a very long time for the earth and humanity to reach the present state of imperfection that is now so prevalent. The level of transformational progress that has been made by you, the earthly legions of light, in such a short time is truly miraculous. As you eliminate old habits, beliefs and actions, you are gradually returning to harmony within the accepted spectrum of polarity duality. With each higher frequency level you attain, you leave behind those situations, people and things that no longer are compatible with your new level of awareness and resonance. It often seems as if you have stepped through a new dimensional doorway whereby a portion of the past magically fades away. That is why many of you are experiencing the loss of friends and or family members, and why you are changing jobs or beginning a new career. Many of you are also moving to new places, sometimes not really understanding why you have been guided to a certain area, but there is a deep inner knowing that it was meant to be. Many of you are finding that the work you do, your recreational pursuits, hobbies, and many things that interested you in the past are less satisfying, for they do not fit into your ever-expanding, evolving reality. The multidimensional doorways of the past are closing, and the doorways of the future are opening at a faster and faster pace as the process of ascension accelerates. The fear of change has been a major controlling factor within your conscious awareness for a very long time. In the beginning of your journey into density, you sought a great variety of self-expression and change, and you delighted in each new creation. It has only been during your earthly experiences that you have forgotten that you were a co-creator endowed with a full measure of creative abilities and that you have a direct link to the power source of creation via the river of life light. The original seed thoughts of creation came from the heart-mind of the Supreme Creator, and as always, were perfect. However, each separation and refraction contained a little less of the full essence of the Creator. Gradually, as the divine sparks of God consciousness moved further and further away from the center of creation, the perfect full spectrum of light was refracted into more and more individualized facets of God expression. Since this sub-universe is a young creative endeavor and is located within the outermost limits of creation, it is composed of a light spiral of half-spectrum light, or diminished elements of creation. This does not mean that this is a fallen universe or it is evil. It only means that it does not contain a full measure of creator consciousness. Brave bearers of light. Are you ready and willing to be a pathfinder, to open the doors to the many heavenly dimensions of creation? Each dimensional level will offer new opportunities and will give you access to many new abilities and expanded wisdom. However, each higher level will also challenge you in many ways and will require that you release those things which no longer serve your greatest good. You left many facets of your greater self along the way as you traversed the descending pathway into the lower dimensions. You must also be willing to release into the past those people, ways of being, and things which do not fit into your present future reality as you make your return journey into the higher dimensions. Beloveds, we are assisting you in every way possible within the limits of universal law, and we are waiting patiently for you to join us in the various pyramids of light stationed throughout this sub-universe. We have told you that you are not only creating your new earthly reality, but you are also creating your mansions in the heavenly dimensions. We convey to you all the radiance of Creator love light that you can contain. You are loved beyond measure. I am Archangel Michael. Channeled by Rana Herman. Beloved friends, Archangel Michael encouraged me to write the below recap of the stages of ascension for several reasons. First, for those who are more advanced, to refresh your memory and provide more clarity to the process. Second, as guidelines for those who are on the path but who are still endeavoring to release, rectify and transmute the many imbalances within the physical, mental, emotional and astral bodies. Third, to provide more understanding and encouragement for those who are fairly new to the wisdom teachings for the new age of enlightenment and the process of ascension. Dearest hearts, no matter where you are on the path of ascension, endeavor to envision a future filled with hope and promise. Never before have we had such a grand opportunity to reclaim our divine estate as a co-creative self-master in the material planes of existence. We have opened and prepared a path for you to follow. All you have to do is answer the call, and then follow the nudgings of your soul self. You will not be led astray. We, as your sisters and brothers on the path before you, are always in our pyramids of light, cheering you onward and upward. Eternal love and angel blessings, Rana. The stages of awareness on the path of ascension. Stage 1. We gradually tune into and begin to listen to the small voice of our conscience, our embodied soul self, and we begin the process of healing and harmonizing our emotional nature. We slowly allow our soul self to become the guide and director of our life's experiences instead of the ego desire body. We begin the process of upgrading and refining our emotional body consciousness, which can be painful and challenging, but also rewarding and enlightening. Stage 2. As we begin to delve more deeply into our subconscious minds, we initiate the process of aligning our emotional will with that of our higher self, oversoul, and divine will. Our main mantra affirmation becomes "Thy will be done for the greatest good of all." As we learn that we are electromagnetic, energetic beings, we come to the understanding that we are constantly radiating energetic thought forms out into the world around us. Then we must experience these positive or negative thought forms as events, situations composed of the same frequencies. Our personal world is constantly rearranging itself to fit our current picture of reality. Through trial and error, we begin to understand the laws of cause and effect, or karma. We also gain an understanding of and begin to actively use the universal laws of manifestation as we slowly refine our abilities as co-creators on the earthly plane of existence. With new awareness, confidence, and trust in the workings of the universe, we gradually relinquish control at an emotional level to our higher self, for we now understand that it is our divine birthright to enjoy the love, beauty, and bounty of our Father, Mother, God. We also understand that our higher self sees things from a higher vantage point and will always direct us toward the best outcome. Stage 3. As we move a little higher on the ladder of ascension, we also learn to view the events in our lives from a higher vantage point. We have gone through the painful process of breaking or healing all past agreements with those with whom we have experienced karmic interactions so that we may sever any remaining energetic cords between us. We lovingly forgive and ask forgiveness so that each of us may, once again, become sovereign beings. By healing and transmuting the probable futures we have created in our many past lifetimes' experience, we move into the future without the heavy burden of past karma. Over time and after a lot of soul searching and processing, we gradually strive for and gain emotional detachment. We love more deeply and compassionately as we begin to look for and see the best in everyone around us. We gradually embrace the concept of we and group consciousness versus the ego-driven concept of separation, me versus everyone else. We have learned to see our tests and challenges as opportunities for growth instead of punishment and bad luck. As a result, our emotional body consciousness begins to resonate to much higher, more harmonious, vibrational frequencies. We are now ready to focus our attention on refining, uplifting, and harmonizing our mental body. Stage 4. At this stage, our oversoul higher self begins to take a more active role in our transformation process, as our soul self slowly integrates the higher frequencies, attributes, qualities, and virtues of our oversoul self. We begin the process of reviewing our beliefs, habits, and the quality of our mental awareness. We reevaluate the major judgments and attitudes that have been handed down by our elders as well as by the cultural, religious, and governmental leaders as we gradually move out of and beyond the mass consciousness belief patterns of the lower astral planes. Stage 5. As we refine the frequency patterns of our mental body, we slowly gain access to our sacred mind and the treasure chest of higher mental consciousness that is stored therein. Our sacred mind and sacred heart become unified with our oversoul higher self as the guiding influence in our spiritual quest. We become more tolerant of other people's beliefs as we learn that there are many paths to follow. However, we are now aware that all paths will ultimately lead to the same destination. We learn to be discerning as to what we will accept as our truth, and we only accept those truths that resonate positively within our sacred core being. We begin to expand our horizons of thought, and many will develop a desire to learn more about our spiritual origins, why we are on Earth, what is our mission purpose for this lifetime, and what happens to us after we transcend. Stage 6. As we lift the frequencies of our mental emotional bodies, our chakra system begins to spin much faster and in a harmonious fashion. This results in an ignition or activation of the etheric tube of light that runs along the spinal column, up through the medulla oblongata, the ascension chakra, into the sacred mind and out the crown chakra. The coiled energy called Kundalini, which contains the sacred white fire seed atoms of creator light called adamantine particles, begins to flow up the spinal column. The portals to the sacred heart have opened so that we now are receiving adamantine particles of light via the back portal of our sacred heart, as well as a downward flow via our crown chakra, and an upward flow of Kundalini fire along our sacred rod of power light. This process will be speeded up and magnified if we use the gift of conscious breathing, such as the infinity breath or other deep breathing techniques. Stage 7. We have learned to heal the past and script our future so that we can focus on the eternal now moment. We have merged our physical intellect with the spiritual wisdom of our oversoul higher self, which means we not only understand and accept the many higher spiritual truths we have learned, but we have also integrated them. We are gradually attuning to the more advanced and expanded guidelines for the future. As we do so, we will send forth the higher frequency seed thoughts for the new age into our flower of life wheel of creation, so that we may radiate them forth out into the world. As we draw forth more and more vibrational frequency patterns from lower planes of the fifth dimension, our soul song becomes attuned to and resonates with much higher vibrational frequencies also. This sets off a celestial clarion call for the compatible facets of our higher self to begin the process of slowly moving into alignment within our personal column of light. The downloading of the sparks of our higher self with our resident soul self begins to accelerate at this point, and our progress on the ascension path will greatly accelerate also. We are now ready to move into the flow of the river of life, and we know we will be guided and directed as we begin to follow spirit without hesitation. Stage 8. We are becoming comfortable with our new state of being and our new way of viewing the world. We value our solitude, as we delve deeper and deeper into our sacred beingness. Each day we have learned to function naturally as a living meditation and a living prayer, as we stay firmly centered within our sacred heart. The earthly illusion now has minimal effect on us. However, our loving compassion has grown to embrace all beings and all creation. Transformation of the physical vessel. Our physical bodies are also affected dramatically during each stage of our awakening, and the symptoms of ascension can be exhilarating as well as uncomfortable or even painful at times. My booklet, The Evolution of Humanity Symptoms of Ascension, goes into great detail about the many symptoms of ascension and also gives suggestions as to how to more easily traverse the dramatic changes and chaos of transformation with the assistance of our friends of the higher realms. Overlighted by Archangel Michael. Rana, Sacred Scribe. www.ranastar.com